my camera here. I'm doing this with my phone, so there we go. You can see my hand. All right, I'm just gonna get behind the drum set, and I'll check if I can see the chat and the questions here on my computer. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, I found me. Nice. All right. So the chat is open. If you have any questions or requests, please let me know. I haven't done a live stream in a while, so it's gonna be fun. So just a little backstory before we get started, behind the drum kit. I've been spending the last day, both yesterday and today, to reorganize in my studio. So I bought another shelf, so I'm organizing that one. I put it together yesterday, and I started on Friday, I think. But yeah, so it's been a lot of shelf building and stuff. But anyway, let's see here if there are any people joining in the chat. I'm seeing some messages popping up here. That's nice. If you can't stay for long, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. I'm right now in the process of making a daily drum lesson every day for 15 days of the month of July. So this is day number 2. It was posted about, I think, 2 hours ago, 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that. But yeah, so feel free to ask me anything, and if you have any, questions or requests in the chat, just write them there, and I'll try to answer them or show you, some lick or some technique stuff or whatever you ask. Just so you know, I'm probably going to repeat this several times in the stream, but I hope I hope I have a decent reception, basically. Sometimes it can be a little laggy here in the studio. But okay, let's see here. We got Austin here. We got Ewan. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names here. And we got Luke here for now. Let's see here. Austin asks, what's your advice for a beginner trying to learn chops and fills? It's a good question. First of all, I would say, Austin, that chops, wait a bit with chops. Chops, depending on which drummer you ask, chops can be a little bit different for everyone. Chops are usually referred to as musical phrasings around the drums. They're usually linear. If you're talking about gospel chops, it's a lot of sextuplets, 16th note triplets and stuff like that. But most often than not, they're repeated several times behind the kit. So chops compared to fills, like a fill it stands for fill in. So it fills in a part of a measure. It usually leads up to another part of a song, for example. But yeah, advice for beginners trying to learn chops and fills: take it slow. That's my number one advice for anyone. So whether you're practicing chops or fills or grooves or whatever, just start slow and gradually increase the speed. That's what I always do, on my in my videos. So start slow and move on from there. Don't just sit behind the drum kit and then I'm gonna go, 100 miles per hour, it's not gonna work. You're just gonna discourage yourself from learning if you try to do something too fast at first before you have, before you've gotten it down. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Let's see here. Ewan, again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names here, guys. What? Who's your favorite drummer? That's the impossible question because I have so many favorite drummers. I don't only idolize one. I can name several like Danny Carey, Steve Gadd, Vinnie Colaiuta, Gavin Harrison, Ralph Humphrey, uh, Annika Niles or Niles. I'm not sure how her last name is pronounced, but yeah, there are so many. Luke Tang asks, "What fulcrum do you use?" Uh, I'm not sure what your question is referring to. I mean, if you're referring to my grip, I always use matched grip. Preferably, I mostly use German grip. When you hold your hands in or hold the sticks so they're in like a 90-degree angle. So sometimes I use French grip. French grip is classic. French grip is like this. So you hold your hands just so they're parallel to each other. But I kind of switch it up and use German grip, and I might do some hybrid between German and French when I do some ghost notes or some intricate ghost notes things. Like. Because French grip allows you to use finger technique a little bit easier than. You can still definitely play finger technique with the German grip, but if you use French grip, it's easier to get like that nice balance on with the stick, on all the fingers. So I hope that answers your question. Love the videos. Thank you for all the help. Lazy Clown. That's an awesome user tag. Thank you so much. Hello. Bass fishing. Why did you leave Sabian? Well, first of all, I was never a Sabian artist. I was never signed with Sabian. I do enjoy Sabian cymbals. Don't get me wrong. It's basically like this. All of the major brands, they're usually called the big four. So it's Siljan, Sabian, Paiste, and Meinl. And all of the big four, these major companies, they make excellent cymbals. All of these companies combined, they make the best cymbals in the world. Soul Tone and Dream or Dreams or whatever they're called, and they're not really high quality cymbals. I haven't played all of them, so I'm not gonna diss a lot of cymbal companies, but I never left Sabian because I was never signed with Sabian. But if you haven't seen my video where I explained that I got signed with Paiste, go watch it because I love Sabian cymbals. They're great, but Paiste, they approached me firsthand and was like, we really dig your playing and we love what you do. Would you like to become a Paiste artist? And I was just upfront with them and said, wow, that's really, that's an honor, such an honor to be asked that. But I've never really played Paiste cymbals. I've owned like maybe 4 Paiste cymbals earlier, and they were like, we totally get that. That's no problem. We'll send a guy, and he'll showcase some cymbals for you, and you can borrow them for like 4 months. So I got to borrow like, I don't know, 20, 30 cymbals from Paiste, and honestly, I just fell in love with the sound. So I am a proud Paiste artist, actually. Uh, that answers your question. I hope so. Let's see here. I think my problem is I think it sounds good and I try to learn it fast. Yeah, I know. That's the problem with any musician. We want to learn something fast. I can totally relate to that. Let's see here. Creative studio space. What's your practice routine? Well, actually, like when I'm creating content, I'm not really practicing that much. When I am practicing right now, where I am in my life, I'm usually practicing songs because I play in a band. So I play I play for an artist and I play for a cover band. So for the cover band, I have to learn. We play like 25, 30 songs, per gig. So I've had to learn like maybe 50 songs. So it's a lot of track practice basically. But otherwise, when I have my personal time and just sit behind the drum set and practice, I usually practice with a metronome and I do phrasings with fills. I play grooves all with a click as well. So I always have a metronome in my ears and just go like 1, 2, 3. So, I just work on phrasings. I try to be creative and come up with new stuff, both for content creation and for, when I'm recording songs and stuff. But yeah, that's my practice routine. Let's see here. Michael or Mikal. Again, everyone, I'm so sorry if I'm totally butchering your names. I do not mean to. Mikal Pastva. Hello. What would you advise to be more exact? I mean, synchronizing legs and hands. Well, okay. If I understand your question correctly, a lot of drummers, a lot of teachers on YouTube and Instagram and social media overall, they talk a lot about independence, like independence practice. Um, that's really great because then you develop, a sort of timekeeping in every limb in your body. But when it comes to, dependence, that's basically synchronizing limbs. So just playing grooves, playing a regular 4/4, four on the floor, 4/4. It's a lot of fours, but just playing. Stuff like that. Then you have to synchronize your playing. And I actually recently came out with a lesson about this, or it's like 5 tips for drummers to become better, where I talk about drummers recording themselves while they're practicing. And everyone should do that. Just grab your phone, put it on the stand or something, and film yourself. If you don't want to film yourself, then record yourself. Just use the audio recorder, the voice memo app or whatever, and record yourself, because then you can listen to yourself after you've practiced and actually be like, oh man, I'm really lagging with a bass drum, like stuff like that, or I'm rushing my snare drum or whatever. So that's a great way to analyze your practice. I hope that answers your question. Let's see here. Sir, I want to learn drum from you. Well, thank you. I'm really honored to hear that. And right now, I'm only creating content, but hopefully, this coming fall, this autumn, I'm gonna try to launch my own website, and from there, also host online lessons, like one-on-one, like this. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Let's see here. Lazy Clown. Oh no, sorry. It was another one. Uh, Arnaud. Again, I'm sorry if I'm just pronouncing it wrong. Any tips to improve left foot in double bass drum? Got my left foot weak at the low middle tempo. Sound is not consistent compared to higher speed. Yeah, keep practicing, slowly. One thing you could do, I have a double pedal right here. So one thing you can do, this is not double pedal practice, but instead of playing a regular groove like this, with your right foot, take your right foot off the pedal and put your left foot on the left double bass drum pedal, and then play, practice basically any groove you like to practice, but with your left foot. It's you're going to be amazed how well that's going to work out for your muscles in your legs. So before I answer the next question, this is awesome, by the way. Thank you so much for joining here, guys. I haven't done a live stream in forever, so thank you for your patience. But yeah, this is so much fun. Thanks to all my viewers, thanks to all my subscribers, and most of all, thank you so much to all my channel members out there. I wouldn't be doing this without my viewers, you guys. So I'm really happy to be here with you guys. Let's see here. Lazy Clown. I really enjoy my Sabians, man. Those HHX Evolutions are amazing and durable. Don't get me wrong, I love the Zildjian A Customs, but they didn't last long, sadly. Yeah, I mean, you gotta understand, everything's to each their own, And, again, all major brands they make fantastic cymbals. About the breaking or whatever, I'm not saying you do this. I'm just saying to everyone watching, never do this. Never tighten your cymbals too much. So let's see here if I can see. Okay, so you see this crash, right? It wobbles a lot. So it means it's pretty loose. It's not too tight. This is perfect because when you strike the cymbal and when it's kind of loose like this, it lets the vibrations from the drumstick strike to vibrate across the entire cymbal. If you would tighten everything up like this, now it's way stiffer. And if you do this to your cymbals, they are gonna break way faster. So please do not choke your cymbals. Partly because the core sound gets dampened, so it's not good. And if they're tightened, too much on the cymbal stand, they're gonna break so fast, because the vibrations have nowhere to go. Because if the cymbal goes boink, it's the vibrations are stuck in the cymbal. So just as a reminder to everyone, keep your cymbals fairly loose. There you go. All right, guys, let's see here. How to improve double pedal? Please give daily exercise routine. Yeah, okay, just do this, Just practice really slowly. Practice the strength of both feet, You practice control, and then you speed it up. Stuff like that. Remember, practice takes time, just so you know. So you can't rush progress. So take it slow and make something good out of it. If you rush it, it's just going to sound like this. Oh, that was pretty good. Like, no, you're flamming everywhere. Take it slow, man. Let's see here. Hinweg. Again, I'm so sorry if I'm totally butchering the names here. Try to play more singles or only drums with your left foot instead of right one, I would say. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Hell yeah. Philip McAdam, you should try to get an endorsement with Vincent. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything more, but yeah. Vincent. I don't know. Something might be in the making. Who knows? But yeah. Let's see here. Honestly, the content alone is pretty helpful. Thank you, Lazy Clown. Thank you. Let's see here. I don't want to miss any questions. Let's see here. I want to take drum course with you. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so many people out there want me as their teacher. So I really appreciate that. It's gonna be possible sometime in the future. Hopefully not too long. But yeah. Hopefully already this fall, like in September or October or something. So let's see here. Bro. Yeah, drums Joshua. What's up, bro? Rudra Tech. Sir, how to make our own solo? I don't play a lot of solos, usually. Not anymore. I did when I was younger because I thought, drum solos are super cool, but I honestly don't anymore. Unless it's like Benny Greb or Gavin Harrison playing, or maybe Danny Carey. But when it comes to soloing for me, I just improvise almost all the time, and I try to play in time, So, I never play a drum solo with just random speed and do stuff like that. I can maybe end a solo like that just because it's going to be like, musicianship. That's cool. But I improvise all the time. I use phrasings and rudiments that I already know well because I've practiced them so much. And then I build a solo from that. So I'm almost always improvise. So for me, it can be... I might start a solo, just like... with the stuff that I already know. So I hope that answers your question. Shuffle. Yeah, I actually released a shuffle video for today's daily drum challenge. So if you haven't seen that one yet, I released the Purdy Shuffle as the daily drum challenge. So it's a new project of mine. So for the first 15 days now in July, this is day 2. I'm releasing a drum lesson a day for 15 days. And today I released the lesson for the Purdy Shuffle. So you'll see in that lesson where I break it down. So when I play it super slow, I just play the shuffle on the hi-hat, and then I add the ghost notes, and then I add the bass drum, and lastly the backbeat. So and then I speed it up. that's a really fun shuffle to learn. Let's see here. How do I start drum chops? Yeah, I kind of answered this already. I really never played chops. It's not my kind of drumming, you know. And depending on what you mean by chops, chops are usually referred to as musical phrasings around the drums, often repeated, and they're usually played pretty fast, you know, with a lot of sextuplets and 30-second notes. One chop that's super easy and really fun is if you just go like this. So if you have at least 3 toms, you know, you keep the left one, or you keep the left hand on the high tom, and then you move your right hand from the floor tom, the second rack tom, and the snare drum. You know, and do something from there. That's a cool chop, you know. It doesn't all have to be, you know, super crazy gospel chops because, you know, I don't know. For me personally, I don't find it that interesting. It's interesting for social media, but I've never been hired in a professional setting, you know, because I can play a few chops. It's more like, hey, can you just play a 4/4 with a good feel? I'm like, yeah. You know, that's what's gonna make people dance, you know, move their bodies. Chops, they're gonna make a few members in the audience, you know, just at a regular gig, go, yeah, please play something else, you know, and drummers are gonna go like, oh man, that he's playing so much cool stuff, you know. Yeah, that's kind of my view on chops. Let's see here. So many questions coming in here, and I'm so happy about this. So thank you all for writing. This is awesome. Well, that's a long name. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Can you explain the mambo again? And what would be the trick? How to number it, please? I'm not sure how to play the mambo. There are so many Latin grooves and, you know, Afro-Cuban, like everything from the Caribbean and South America and Sub-Saharan Africa. You know, there are so many amazing drum grooves. I can't keep track of all of them, but I'm not sure if is the mambo the sure if that's the mambo or something else. But yeah, there are so many good ones. I mean, 3 of my favorite like Latin grooves are like songo. So. And then you got the bossa nova, you know. And then you got the nanigo. I think it's from Cuba, but again, those rhythms are, they came from Africa at first, you know. So I think the nanigo is, let's see here. That's really fun. Those are my 3 of my favorite like Latin beats, you know. Let's see here. I wish that was the case with those cymbals, man, but they break from the sides, not the bell, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I can't, it happens. After a while, cymbal breaks, but if they break too fast, you should definitely contact, that company's, warranty policy department, so, because if they crack too fast, it's a defect, and then, they have to return the cymbal and you get a new one, but for now, I've got these cymbals for, what is it, a bit over 2 years, or 1.5, basically. I haven't cracked a single Paiste cymbal yet, and I play a lot. I play pretty heavy too. I'm a hard hitter when it needs to, but yeah, Let's see here. Here's a good question from Yotam Sela. Again, I'm so sorry if I'm just mispronouncing all of these names. I'm sorry, guys. No offense. Let's see here. Can you name any funk bands that you like? Man, James Brown, The Meters, Tower of Power, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, I know those are more like soul and R&B, but it's also funky. It's really funky. But yeah, so many good funk bands. Let's see here. Sissy so I'm so sorry. I don't like mispronouncing names. I love different languages too. So I'm like, how do you pronounce that? It's so cool. Okay, but Sissy, can you explain the ghost notes of shuffle? Yeah. Okay. So in a shuffle groove, most of the okay. First of all, for most of the halftime shuffles, so halftime when you play, the backbeat on 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Most oftenly, like they, you put the ghost notes on the middle triplet. So every shuffle is triplet based, right? So it's 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. So every middle triplet, the triplet that you don't play on the hi-hat, you usually put that on the ghost note. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. You can play just a regular shuffle with that as well. So I'm just playing the middle triplet and, right after the backbeat, a little ghost note as well. So that's one way, if you play a groovy shuffle. So that's usually where you put the ghost notes. Then if you play like a Texas shuffle, which is more like then it's more like the ghost notes are following the right hand, or your hi-hat or the ride. So it's so that's more like how the ghost notes works in like Texas shuffles or old school country shuffles and stuff. Let's see here. How do I start chops? Yeah, I've already tried to explain that. I'm not going to do it again. Sorry. Just because I'm not a chops drummer, really. I play some chops fills here and there, but I'm the wrong guy to ask about chops, really. Let's see here. Philip asks, hey, does learning Trinity College London good? I have no idea. I've never been to Trinity College in London. So, I don't know. Check out their website. hopefully you can find some old students and talk to them and see if they really enjoyed it. I went to MI, Musicians Institute in Hollywood, but it was great. It's really expensive to attend those kind of schools. Like, same with BIM, also a British institution of music. I think they're in like Bristol in England, and then they're in Berlin. They might be in like Dublin or something as well. But yeah, they're spread out in several countries. But yeah, but they are really expensive, you know. But most most of the time you get value for your money. You know, you get great curriculums. You have amazing teachers. So I don't know about the Trinity thing, but check it out. Oh, let's see. There's so many questions I can't keep up. Woo! Again, for everyone who's tuning in right now, thank you so much for joining. I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's ever given me a super thanks. If you're watching, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. If I have any channel members in here, please let me know. Huge thanks to you too for supporting me a little extra. And yeah, again, you guys, if you want to become a channel member, you get little extra perks from the videos that I post. If it's a drum lesson, you get the transcriptions, you get my drum tracks, so you can listen to. And if you're a full kit member, you also get access to some extra bonus content that I upload, like bonus lessons, exclusive for only full kit members. So yeah, consider joining the channel membership. Let's see here. This is more of a favor. Would you be able to say hi to my son, Josiah? You are one of the drummers he watches every night before bed. Before bed. All right. Here we go, guys. Are you ready for this greeting? Here we go. What's up, you Joe? Yeah, that's so bad. I'm gonna do it again, okay? There we go. What's up, Josiah? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm so happy to hear from your dad that you're watching my content right before you go to bed. That's really awesome. Thank you so much, and have an awesome day. You see, guys, I did that with an audience as well. Maybe I should start like a, isn't it called like Cameo? Like when you send video greetings and you get a ton of money for that? Nah, I wouldn't do that. But what's up, Josiah? Hope you have a great day, and I'm happy to hear that you enjoy my drumming. Let's see here. Philip McAdam, do you ever play any jazz? I used to play jazz. I love jazz, first of all. It's one of my favorite genres, you know, to just get inspired by. Not with my playing, you know, because I don't play a lot of jazz, but, you know, those cats who play jazz every day of their lives, they're amazing musicians. I did play a little jazz when I went to high school and stuff like that, or high school here in Sweden, you know. So, you know, I learned the basics, you know. I never learned to play, like, you know, with traditional. I suck with traditional grip, But yeah, I'm not a good jazz drummer. I could make it at a simple gig, just. I'm not a good jazz player. I did play a lot of jazz several years ago, but it's probably like 10 years since I played jazz. So, who inspires your style? From JT. That's a very good question. I could definitely say Danny Carey and Gavin Harrison, Vinnie Colaiuta, Benny Greb. Probably Gavin Harrison and Danny Carey the most, because I was like 14, 13 or 14 when I started listening to Porcupine Tree and Tool, and they just became my favorite band. So of course I emulated a lot of their playing when I started drumming. You know, I started drumming right before I turned 11. But yeah, Gavin Harrison and Danny Carey, they've inspired, you know, my playing a lot. Let's see here. Next question. This is fun, you guys. I haven't done this in a while, so thank you for writing such awesome questions. Could you please elaborate on how you hold the sticks properly and how to build speed without compromising technique and dynamics? Yeah, I mean, first of all, when you hold the stick, you should be as relaxed as possible. So, let's see here. I hope you can see my right hand. I played matched grip again, so I play like this, you know. First of all, the grip, you don't want to hold your stick too, you know, far down on the butt end of the stick, because then your stick is going to be very front heavy. You can get some really, you know, solid rim shots with this technique, but you get very front heavy, and all of the vibration, it kind of gets stuck in the middle of the hand, so it's not that good for you. And you don't want to hold too far up too, because then it gets very back heavy, so you can't get that leverage you want when you're playing the drums. So when you hold the stick, you want to have it like an inch or two, depending, of course, how big the stick is. I usually use 5B or 5B XL, you know. That's the equivalent of a Vic Firth Extreme 5B. So it's a little bit, it's the same thickness as 5B, but just a little bit taller, you know. But yeah, you want to hold it like this, and then you don't want to grip the stick. You don't want to put your thumb like this. So when you play, you know, whoops, because then your thumb is going to get most of the action from the stick, and that's not good. You're going to wear your thumb out fast. Okay, I dropped my stick. I'm just going to get another one. And also, you don't want to grip it tight. You don't want to like... You don't want to grip your sticks tight and you know, play the drums, because, you know, then all of the vibrations from the stick goes into your hand, and you can actually risk getting like carpal tunnel syndrome, and that sucks. It's a very, you know, stingful operation. Luckily, I've never had any problems with my hands or my wrists, but yeah, please don't grip your sticks tight. It's not going to help your playing. You want to keep your hands relaxed. So, you know, I usually say like this. You want to let the stick do most of the work. I know it sounds cliche, but if you, for example, if you watch this, now I'm gripping the stick a lot. I barely get any rebound because I'm gripping the stick so tight. But if I loosen my grip a lot, you see how it just flew up like that? So first of all, you want to have a firm but relaxed grip. One of my first teachers, he told me, the more you drop your sticks when you play, the better, because then you know you're relaxed. You know, sometimes of course you can, you know, get stuck with your stick underneath the rim of a drum and go like, you know, like that. But you know. What he meant was, you know, as long as you're relaxed while you're playing, you're not going to have any issues. Second of all, there are a ton of different techniques when you play. I mostly use molar technique, and molar technique is basically when you're, you know, you have this wavy motion, almost like if you have a rope or a chain that you go like this, you know. So if it starts with my arm, it goes like a wavy motion, you know. I'm never stiff like this, because then that's just gonna hurt my shoulders and my elbow. But the Muller technique is basically if you bounce a tennis ball like this, like dong dong dong, just like bounce it like up and down. It's the same motion, because you throw it down, and then the ball you know, catches the rebound off the ground and you catch the ball. So it's the same kind of motion, you know. So you're very relaxed, you know. And usually the concept behind molder technique, this is getting, you know, way into it, and I'm going to finish this question soon. The concept behind molder technique is basically that you can play 3 strokes in one motion. So from this motion, you can play 3 strokes. So 1, 2, 3. So you have the downstroke, and they have the tap, and then the upstroke. You know, so that's how I hold a stick. The next one in your question: how to build speed without compromising technique and dynamics. That it's not an easy answer, but I'm gonna say like this: speed is a byproduct of staying relaxed and applying a good technique. So that's my answer. You know, the more relaxed you are, the more you play, the more, you know, you work slowly and gradually speed it up. Speed is gonna come naturally, you know. Hopefully I remember that I asked this question to you, but how long have you been playing the drums? Ask yourself that. I've been playing the drums for 22 years this year. So I've got a lot of mileage, and I'm still working on stuff. You know, I'm still practicing. Nothing is gonna happen, you know, in one day or in 1 week or 1 year. It's gonna take several years for something to be fully developed, you know. It's like going to the gym, you know. I haven't gone to the gym in a while, but same thing with practicing an instrument. You know, if you practice once a week, you know, that's fine for some. But if you only practice once a week, and you practice one technique thing for once, and then you forget about it, and then you go back like 2 months later and try it again, nothing's gonna happen because you haven't worked on it. Same thing with the gym, you know, like. You go to the gym for like half a year and you lose a ton of weight, and then you quit going to the gym, that weight is gonna come back to you, you know. So it's the same thing there. You gotta work consistently with it, you know. I hope that answers your question. Man, you have a great timing and feel. Thank you so much. How to add sextuplet notes in normal grooves. I usually use the 6-stroke roll as linear, you know, as sextuplets. So 6-stroke roll is right, left, left, right, right, left. So you can do. That's one of my favorite ways to play like a sextuplet groove, you know. I just work loving with double strokes, with diddles, you know, because if you go, it sounds great, you know, it's a good groove, but you can be a little bit more. It's easier to apply dynamics when you play with double strokes with the 6-stroke roll. That's one of my favorites. Let's see here. I love your videos, man. Learn some linear patterns from you that I love utilizing now. That's awesome, Paul. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Don't want to miss any questions. Again, for everyone who's joining now, thank you so much for joining this live stream. I'm gonna do it for a few minutes more. Then I gotta do some recording, and then I gotta go home and eat some late dinner. It's almost 9 p.m. here in Sweden, so and I haven't eaten dinner yet. But yeah, I'll do some more. I'll do some more questions. Let's see here. Will we ever get a double bass metal video? I've actually done a double bass drum lesson on my channel, and I've also done like 3 really fun or really awesome metal fills. So check those out. Those are incorporated with the bass drum. Can you play Mozambique? I love this. I love this beat. Yeah, Mozambique is great. So the Mozambique, it doesn't come from Mozambique in Africa. You know, it actually, I think it comes from New York. It was a group of Cubans who started, Afro-Cuban jazz bands in the 60s. The Mozambique, it's like a mixture between kind of like mambo and nanigo, you know. So the Mozambique, just a really simple one. It's way to do it like that. But you usually want to do it with a ride or do it with a cowbell. So again, playing Latin grooves and stuff, it's such a good way to practice independence. But yeah. Let's see here. My dad loved Paiste, though. Too bad I've never been able to try them, but they have a beautiful sound. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Again, I love all major brands. They make great cymbals. I think just Paiste works great for me. You know, when I've played these a lot, you know, I've experienced a way, you know, more different sound in my recordings than when I used Sabian cymbals. So yeah, I mean, this is one of my favorite crashes right here. It's a 22-inch Masters Thin, so it's a multifunctional cymbal. So it's not technically a ride, it's not a crash. It's somewhere in between, but it's smooth like butter, you know. Is bass drum hard to play? Yeah, I mean, it can be. The drums in total it can be a difficult instrument. I believe that everyone and anyone can learn how to play drums. But it takes, you know, patience and perseverance to be able to play drums beautifully or in a good way, you know. I'm not blowing smoke up my ass here as well. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not saying that I'm the greatest drummer in the world. Absolutely not. But, you know, I've played this instrument for over 20 years, so I'm bound to know something, hopefully, you know. But yeah, bass drum technique, playing the bass drum is not that hard. You can just stomp down on the pedal. Just when you apply technique, that's when the hard parts come in. Like, oh, how do I play doubles? Like, stuff like that. Stuff like that, or triplets, just do I play single pedal, do I play double pedal, you know, all of those factors in. Let's see here. Hello, sir, I live in Ethiopia. What's up? Give me exercise roll. Exercise roll. Go exercise. No, but seriously, just check out all my videos. I mean, I make videos for beginners, intermediates, advanced. Especially now this month, I'm doing the 15 days of daily drum lessons. So it's going to be for everyone. I'm doing, you know, difficult lessons. I'm doing simple lessons. I'm doing somewhere in between. I'm doing rudiments. I'm going to do Latin grooves, you know, so it's going to be a fun experiment. Let's see here. Running Joe. Awesome. Running Joe. Any must-know fill with different subdivisions during the fill? I can't answer that right now because I can't come up with one, but you can just, I mean, one of the easiest fills, or it's not easy, but a simple way to do with different subdivisions. You can play, what is it? It's sextuplets and 16th notes. So. Stuff like that, it's extremely powerful, you know. So definitely. Bro, play some trash can ending. I'm not sure what trash can ending is. Is it a bucket of fish? Bucket of fish. You know. Let's see here. A few more questions. Where do you get good isolation booths for church? That at the same time is not insanely expensive. Yeah, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. The classic saying, you know. I don't think there are any like plexiglass makers that do cheap material. It's going to be pretty expensive, and plus I don't play in church, so I don't know. But check out some different music stores and see what the best offer is. You know, you can probably get something custom made or something that might be either more expensive or less expensive, depending on who you contact. But if if the purpose is to, dampen the sound, especially from the cymbals, that's mostly what the drum booths are for. You want to get good quality, you know. So, sorry, I can't help you there, you know. Let's see here. A few more questions, and then I'm out of here, guys. But thank you so much for joining here. This is awesome. You play very, very easy. Yeah, it might look like it because, I've played drums for over 20 years. Bro, can you suggest me with what drum heads I should buy, Evans or Remo? I can't tell you what to get, but from experience, I've played with most major brands on my drums. And I just prefer Remo, man. I recently, except for on this one, I got the black suede ambassador heads on top, and they sound so freaking good. I mean, it's like a mixture between a coated head, like a regular white coated head, and a clear head. You get the attack from a clear head, but you get the warmth from a coated head. So it's the best of both worlds to me. So I really love these Remo heads. Evans are really nice too. I haven't used all of their heads, of course. That would take me a lifetime. But yeah, I prefer Remo personally. But I know that Evans and Aquarian and Attack, they make great drum heads. Let's see here. Can play Slipknot. Yeah, sorry, I can't do Slipknot. Or I can't play to music in here. I don't have my PA system up, and it would just sound really crappy. One of my future plans is to get like a streaming deck so I can do both video from my camera or cameras, and then the audio from my interface, from my microphone, so you can actually hear the drums as well. Let's see here. Philip asks, how important are rudiments? I'm one of those that think rudiments are fun, and some are more fun than others, and I don't think you have to practice every single one. There are 40 official rudiments, you know, in the rudiment book from the Percussive Art Society. It's like 26, and then they have hybrid rudiments, so it's like 40 or something. But I mean, work on those that you think you're gonna use the most. You know, single strokes, doubles, paradiddles, inverted paradiddles, like all the paradiddles in permutations, flams, 6-stroke roll, stuff like that. But you know, I've never been hired because I can play a potty fla fla. You know, so yeah, some people will argue with me, and that's fine. But I'm just like, you know, when I play drums, to put it simply, I never think in terms of rudiments when I play. Like, I'm never going like, oh man, in this fill, I'm gonna play a double paradiddle followed by a radimacue and a pot of fla fla. Like, I'm not doing that. You know, most of the fills I play in a professional settings is like. That's, you know, in professional settings, that's that's most of what I play, you know.